Hi, my name is Josh from Hobson's Bay Libraries, and thank you for joining me at our mini masterclass for Create by the Bay. So today's mini masterclass is going to be about doing some creative writing. And hopefully by the end of this class, you'll be well on your way to producing your own story to enter the Create by the Bay competition. Now, stories can be set anywhere and about anything in any time and any place, but the key to a good story is writing an interesting character. You have to write a character that people want to read about and that they want to spend some time with in their world and in ours. So let's begin. I find that I get some inspiration from a bunch of different places, but a really good way to get inspired and open up your imagination is to look at some pictures. Some pictures about something you might want to write about or something completely unrelated can really help to jog those ideas out of that brain and get them down onto the paper or onto the keyboard. So let's have a look at what I've got. So now let's look at some pictures for some character inspiration for our stories. Now your character might be a lot like you, and I'm sure that's how some of you look right now, trying to come up with ideas for your story. Your character might be like you in the future, which is actually the theme of Create by the Bay this year, our world, our future. Your character might be in the country. Your character might be in the city. Your character might be in a forest or a swamp, like this strange fella. Your character might be a different type of person. Your character might be a hero. Your character might be mysterious. Your character might be an adventurer, always willing to go on another adventure. Or your character might be a dreamer. Your character might even be all of those things combined. That's up to you. Maybe your character travels around the world in a certain way. Or travels with a companion. Nothing like having a friend when you're on an adventure. Maybe your character lives in a special place and has unique talents. The character in your story might not even be a person, it might be an animal, like this guy. Or an astronaut cat. Your character might be a combination of both animal and human. Or it might be something that doesn't breathe at all, like this guy. There are so many options, and I'm going to help you narrow it down a little. Now that we've been through some different types of characters and things that your character can be, I'll meet you over at the whiteboard. Hi, I'm back. Thanks for meeting me at the whiteboard. So to get our characters in order, we need to know a little bit more about them. And the best way to do that is to ask these 4 questions: who, what, where, and care. Let me explain a little bit more. Who is an easy one. It's asking what their name is. We couldn't go through life without a name. It'd be really, really difficult, wouldn't it? So they might have a boy's name, a girl's name, a completely made up name. You might even just call them dog or cat, but it needs to be unique to your character. And once you've learnt their name, it's going to be so much easier to use them in your story. The next question we ask is what? Now this is a big question because it's got 2 parts to it. What do they look like and what is their personality like? Are they really tall? Are they really small? Are they a puddle of goo? Are they a broomstick? Are they part man, part creature? You decide. Also, what's their personality like? Are they shy? Are they scared? Are they adventurous? Are they friendly or really funny? Are they really old and really grumpy? There could be a combination of all of those things. Next, we ask where. Where do they come from? Do they come from outer space? Do they come from Hobson's Bay? Do they come from beneath the ground? And where is their home? Where do they live? Do they live in a forest, in a city, in a country? Do they live in a stove? Do they live in a garage? You decide. And care. Now, care is a really interesting one because we ask ourselves, what do they care about? What is their motivation? Why do they get up every day and do what they do? Do they prefer to stay in bed and sleep all day? Is that what they care about? Do they want to go out on an adventure? Do they want to meet up with friends? Do they want to explore a dark cave? Do they want to save the world? Do they want to go to school? Or do they want to learn how to develop a special skill? So there are 4 questions: who, what, where, and care. Let's look at some of our pictures really quickly and decide what they might care about. I think I might use the example of this guy. He's our only non-living, breathing character, the computer. So I'm going to call him PC. His name can be PC. Okay, what does he look like? Well, I think he'll look a little bit like that. I think he might be shiny. He might have a glowy screen that lights up and glows in the dark, which allows him to be an explorer. Which brings us to, where does he come from? Well, I don't think he knows where he comes from. How do we know if there's a living, talking computer? We don't, but maybe that's part of the mystery of your story. Maybe it's set in the future and computers are like people. And what does he care about? Well, he definitely cares about being plugged in every day, making sure that he's charged and ready to go. And I think he's a bit of an adventurous computer too. Maybe he's looking for a pair of legs so that he can get around and go on all these adventures he's been dreaming about. It's possible. So there's an example of how to work your way through a character asking those questions. Hi, so we're back on the couch. Once again, thank you so much for joining me for our Hobson's Bay mini masterclass. I hope you get writing and using your imaginations and creating the best characters you can to slot into the best stories you can write. It's been a pleasure, and you'll see more mini masterclasses coming up again soon. So stay tuned. Bye.